at the London Bridge Beach Park to look at some really little cars with quite a history. These are American Austin classic cars. They were made in the United States in Butler, Pennsylvania between 1930 and 1934 under a license from the British Austin Motor Company. There are not many left in the States, or for the world for that matter, and they picked Lake Havasu for their annual meeting this year. Now, these little cars are really cute. You feel like you want to pick one up and stick it in your pocket. Engines are about 25 horsepower, and top speed is about 50 miles an hour, and that is if you give it enough time to get there. Listen to the owner of this year's Blue Ribbon winner and take a look at some of the entries.
This is a 1931 American Austin Roadster. It was a barn find in North Dakota by a gentleman who lived in Missoula, Montana. He trailered it back to Missoula, Montana, and he had it there for several years. My wife and I finally found it on eBay, and we went out to the gentleman's house in Missoula, Montana from Denver, Colorado. We took a flatbed trailer with us. We didn't know what we were getting into, but we picked up the car and then prayed that we still had parts and pieces of it by the time we got back to Denver. And that started a 6-year restoration on this car. A lot of people say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, actually it takes a club, a good club, to restore a vehicle. So the American Austin Bantam Club is a very active club. Every member in here has helped try to find parts for this car. But again, this is the culmination of a 6-year restoration. 4-cylinder, 25 horsepower engine. A lot of the riding lawnmowers today probably have more power than this little car does. 3-speed. The car you see there is very authentic. Most of the parts are original parts or rebuilt parts on it. The only thing that was really changed from this thing coming off the factory is probably the two-tone body colors. The club allows members to paint the cars any colors they want, the two body colors. The fenders were always black, but the two body colors you see there are kind of the dream of my wife, Carol, who kind of had this vision of this car when we first bought it in Montana.
Now back to American-built classics, Ford pickup classics. This is a 1932 pickup with a blowing 350 that dynos at a little over 600 horsepower. Now it has new interior, it is road ready, and the asking price at Southwest Custom Classic Cars is $28,950. I mention that with some pride as this vehicle is also listed with a consignor here in Lake Havasu for $29,900. Same vehicle, same everything, except the price. That's because at Southwest Custom Classic Cars, we charge no commissions, no taxes, no fees, If this 32 Classic resonates, you will never be able to buy it for less than from us, Southwest Custom Classic Cars, at least $1,000 less. But listen to the owner. He'll tell you all about it and everything that you need to know. If you would like to watch this again and you're watching it on YouTube, all you have to do is click the center of the screen and you'll be taken right to Southwest Custom Classic Cars. Otherwise, our address is right below me on the screen. Now listen to the owner.
...1932 Ford. It's a pickup truck cab. It's been channeled 9.5 inches, sitting on a 1930 frame. I bought it out of Maine. I bought it on the website. I had it shipped out here. When I first bought it, it had a Mustang front end on it, and I didn't like the way that looked, so I had that cut off and I put a drop axle on it. It was done by Orange County Customs when I lived in California. Motor is a 350 with a blower on it, and it's got a Ford automatic transmission with a Ford rear end. Got a small cam in it. I don't know what size, to tell you the truth, but I bought the motor already put together, and bought the motor in there, and I bought the blower setup from my brother-in-law who lives in Colorado. He bought it for one of his cars. He never used it, so I bought it from him. Mechanics here in town, they put the blower on, and it's got two carburetors, two 4-wheel carburetors. Don't know what size they are. The radiator came with the car. I had it cored out and everything when I got the car to make sure everything was running good there. And all the brake lights work, race light. It's got turning signals, headlights work, high beams work. It's road ready. It's got a drop front end axle on it. And it's got new interior. It's got a wooden bed. It's got a spun aluminum moons gas tank in the back. And we put it on a dyno before we put it in the car, and it dynoed out at 700 horsepower. So whether it is 700 horsepower or not, I have no idea, because I haven't even opened up the second carburetor yet, because it's a little bit scary in that type of a cab. It's always been kept in the garage, so it hasn't faded a bit. And the paint job, it's kind of a maroon color. I did not do the work. It's all done by professionals. The motor was built by a guy here in town that used to subcontract to Magic Boats. When they went out of business, he lost his job, so he's working out of his backyard now, but he's still a professional. And the frame was done. The frame was done by Orange County Customs, California. And the rims, I bought the rims and the tires, because when I bought the car, it had fat tires in the back and regular tires in the front. I like the white wall effect. like the old school hot rod, so I put that on there. The interior was done by a guy in California also. Actually 2 doors down from Moon's Equipment, and I bought the gas tank from Moon's Equipment in Santa Fe Springs.
So this is the classic car season on the Boulevard. That also means your mayor and your police chief in Lake Havasu want your money. This classic car celebration on the Boulevard on Thursday night has been going on for years. My question is, what's changed? The Boulevard is an economic engine for Lake Havasu. However, the mayor and the city council seem to see it differently. Remember, they serve at your pleasure. It's your vote that sets this stage. Cast it wisely. Protect the Boulevard. Now, the good guy on the Boulevard is a guy named Chewy. He's the pilot in charge at the Flying X Saloon. And as the summer closes, Chewy opens up. During the triple-digit days of the summer, the Flying X is clammed up tight. As the temperature drops into the 80s, Chewy opens the windows on the Boulevard, and we all look forward to that. Well done, Chewy. Since we're talking about the Boulevard and about how Chewy at the Flying X Saloon helps us enjoy it, and the mayor, not so much, let's take a look at one of the most unusual sights every Thursday night in the southwestern desert. This is Boulevard Sights and Soundbites. And so as the sun sets in the west, we're headed for a bar stool somewhere. So thanks for watching, amigo. Adios.